why is the risk in terms of disaster risk increasing, meaning there is now more severity to damages or more damages likely occur? Think about all of the types of hazards, not just earthquakes. Why do you think that is increasing?
Also where people build infrastructure
Right. Where you construct your house or your business, sometimes in the Caribbean, we locate on what we call marginal lands, land that is not supposed to be built on, but we do, right? So, in Trinidad, we tend to build on a lot of reclaimed land. So, the Sealots area, that area is reclaimed land that extends out to sea. Most of the Western Peninsula, Chagaramas, Carenage, there is this building that is very, very high rise. I think it's the tallest building on the West Coast. It's right opposite when you get into Glencoe. You all know that Glencoe shopping area. If you look up, I'm not too sure the name of it. I think it's the Renaissance. Yes, it is the Renaissance. That is on reclaimed land, and I always wonder if we do have a really huge underwater earthquake, if soil liquefaction would take place. Do you all have an idea what is soil liquefaction? What is soil liquefaction? You all ever heard that term before? Right. When the soil behaves like a liquid, because remember, to reclaim land, it's either you are using rubble or stone or backfilling with sand, and what is going to happen when that earthquake shake, that could then take on the properties of now behaving like the liquid which is underneath. So you would see that there is massive areas where soil liquefaction has covered entire areas. Do you all know that most of Port of Spain, where Woodford Square was actually sea? You all know that? Of course, Movitong. Movitong was an entire mangrove development area before they cleared it. Do you all know that Invaders Bay? You all know that downtown Port of Spain was water? You all ever saw those images? No? Alright, so every day in Japan, there are earthquakes taking place. What's the difference between a country like Japan and a country, let's say in the Caribbean, or a less developed country somewhere in Africa, sub-Saharan African countries? What do you think is the difference? Very good, the advancement in technology. What does that mean in terms of application to the earthquakes? They are more prepared. The thing is, you cannot tell the exact time or day an earthquake will take place. You all know that. So earthquake is one of those hazards that you cannot ever predict. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Right? You have a long term, right? It's based on trends, and they look at the trends of earthquake patterns that is happening to give an idea or a prediction when another large earthquake of that magnitude will take place. You all understand that? But to say predict time and date, it's not possible. You can possibly get more accurate predictions for volcanic activity, right? Or even when a tsunami, because the tsunami is dependent on the underwater earthquake. So when that underwater earthquake, then you can see the pattern whether it's going to generate tsunami waves. You all understand that? But it's very, very difficult to predict earthquakes. So we were saying Japan, they have their engineering down pat and their early warning systems. What is very important for natural hazards are the implementation of early warning systems. What are early warning systems? Anybody ever heard of it before? Heard about it? Think about it. What do you think is an early warning system? Right, a broadcast or some messages that goes out to the population, right, or it is basically happening, and they can alert us when something is supposed to happen. You all understand that? So early warning messages are very possible with hurricanes. You all understand that? Because we can track the path of the tropical wave. We can see the change from tropical wave to storms, to Hurricane 1, and the exact path. So early warning systems are easy to send out, messages to go out. I don't know if you all realize when we have natural hazards in Trinidad, sometimes ODPM will send you messages to your phone. Anybody ever got those? Right? So those are very important. They are called alerts. So they give us alerts as to what is happening. So in Japan, they have strong early warning systems. They have really good engineered buildings. Most of their buildings are designed to withstand earthquake. In Trinidad, do you all know how many earthquake designed buildings we have in Port of Spain? Anybody know how many? We have one. Which one is that? The Twin Towers. You all look at that design, that X design. You all see that X design. And the bottom, they also have the rubber that helps it to sway. So like when the lady was saying, it wasn't like a shake, it was a sway, right? It's better, right? It's sway, yeah, as opposed to the tremor completely shaking it like that. Atmosphere, weathering, climate, gravity, all of those influence the coast. You also have human activities like settlements. So if you'll notice, all of our coastal areas, if you look at the west coast, Chagaramas, Caranage, there are tons of settlement. You all notice that? And even on reclaimed land. You have industrial and commercial as well that are sometimes close to the coastal area. Tourism directly impacts on the coastal area because you have hotels, right, whether it's recreational activities. That also influences the coast. And then you will see, of course, coastal protection after man has impacted on the coastline, whether it's for urbanization, they're going to, and the coastal area begin experiencing erosion. What you have is these hard engineering measures for coastal protection, like you have seawalls, you have groins, right? You have breakwaters, and those things are supposed to help protect the shoreline. But in the long term, we know what happens. It is sometimes not beneficial as the erosion continues, right? So it's a real short-term measure. So if you look on the PowerPoint, we're talking about the concept